Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about bracelets, necklaces, trials and tribulations, and well, I've got a story to tell you. So the story's going to start today with this, and specifically the trials and tribulations of this, but it won't just be about this, but this one's been a real pain. Only in the fact that this has been lost and found a number of times. I first lost it first week of this new store, and when my new store opened in 2017, I lost it for a few days. And then on the 6th of May 2017, I found it again. Well, I found it, somebody else found it because I dropped it on the floor. So they gave it back to me, so I got it back. And then sort of since then, I've just kept sort of losing it. It's fallen off when I've taken my kids to school. I've walked around to the school, not even noticed that it's fallen off because it used to be on like a leather chain thing. That leather chain's actually behind me on that board up there. And I'd get to school, drop the kid off, walk back again and see something lying on the floor in the rain. And I think, oh, what's that? And then I pick it up and, oh, it's my necklace. And I did it a couple of times where it fell off in the car and it kept coming undone. So I tried to make it a bit secure until one day I was filming a video for this. I think it was 2018. Doing a video about some astronomers doing some stuff at the harbour in Margate. I got to Dreamland, did a video on the camera in Dreamland, and looking at myself on the camera realised that the necklace wasn't around my neck. I thought, oh damn it, and it was at night, it was dark, so I thought sugar. So I had to rush back to where I was at the harbour, and I spent an hour or so looking for it with a torch, couldn't find it anywhere. I was like, oh, it was a bloody nightmare, and I was distraught, so I couldn't find it. The following day I was taking my mum to Horsham Americana. So we normally go the opposite way. We'd normally go Ramsgate way, so go out a different way to get there. I decided this time, I thought, no, I'm going to go through Margate. And my mum was like, where are you going through Margate for? I said, I just want to go this way, it's different. And literally was driving the car and we came down the hill, around the corner by the harbour, and as I come around the corner by a pub called Imps, I saw something shine in the road. And I looked, what's that? And I thought, it literally just glinted. So I drove past it, pulled up, Mum said, what are you doing? I said, I'm just getting out of the car a minute, hang on. I walked back down the road about, I don't know, 30, 40 feet, and literally in the middle of the road was this thing glinting at me. So I grabbed it, obviously. It had been there all night. Grabbed it, picked it up. I think I actually dried it off and put it back on, and I think I wore it whilst we was at Horsham. But I sort of got fed up with the idea of it keep falling off. It was starting to do it quite regularly, even though I was trying to tie it up in different ways. So I eventually put it on this sterling silver chain. So it's now on a silver chain with a proper clasp. These are quite strong, so in theory this thing won't break. It hasn't come undone yet. I mean, in the years since then it hasn't come undone once since I've had it on this. I haven't lost it, and luckily I've still got it, so still wear it every day. Now another thing which you may have noticed if you've seen any of my pictures recently or anything else is a St. Christopher. Now I've started wearing a St. Christopher again, and the reason for that is simple. I was given a St. Christopher when I was 18 by my auntie Tanis, and it was the first piece of jewellery I ever got. It was, I said, it was for an 18th birthday. I'm not 100% sure if this is the same St. Christopher or not. It may not be, to be fair. But unfortunately this year Tanis died, and going to her funeral in a suit with my green hair like you do, although it's supposed to be blue, I did decide, I thought, well, no, I really ought to wear a St. Christopher because that's what she got me when I was younger. And she was the sort of person that, she was the only person I could rely on from since I was born, that would buy me a Christmas card and a birthday card every year. So other than my parents, the only person you could guarantee you get a Christmas and birthday card on was Tanis. And as well as that, I also did her daughter's wedding. When her daughter got married, I did the video with my dad, and I even used the Amiga to do the titles, which in the Amiga video I did try loading the titles for that wedding, but the program that I used to do it, for some reason now doesn't want to work anymore, which is a real pain in the backside. But yeah, so I did her wedding, and very close in that respect. So it was a nice thing, and I've kept wearing it since her funeral. So it's quite nice, I quite like it. Now the bracelet is a completely different matter altogether. The beaded bracelet, which you've seen me repair a few times, is a completely different matter. I've never lost it, but it's been a real pain in the backside because it keeps falling apart. And the reason it keeps falling apart is just because A, it's old. It uses a strange material, it's a nylon, this stuff here, of which I have plenty of supply of because I keep breaking it. This is the original one actually, the very first one, and you can see it's sort of frayed, it's gone all weird. So the bracelet keeps snapping and kept falling off. And the problem with the bracelet is when it falls apart, all the bits go everywhere. So I did try fixing it other ways. I thought there's got to be a different way of doing this. So at one point I used silver cord for going through the stones. The stones are very, very small and they're very tiny little holes in them, so to have something very thin to go through them. The problem with the silver was it's too thin, and when you try tying it up the other end, it just snaps. So that wasn't any good, so I had to go back to using the nylon again, but I decided to buy some little silver rings and put a clasp on it. Eventually it comes undone. It hasn't snapped, but it's come undone this time, and to do it up's been a real pain in the backside. So I've decided this time I'm going to do it differently, and I've decided that I can't melt it. I was going to use heat, and hopefully the nylon, by heating it up, the nylon would stick together and sort of glue and gel itself together, was the impression anyway. That won't really happen. It's very difficult to do because as soon as you put any heat to it, it just disappears. The nylon just disintegrates completely. So I've had to try a glue method this time. So hoping with the glue on it, it will stay, and I can keep wearing it, because I've been wearing it every single day since I got it. Apart from the odd few occasions when it snaps, falls into a million pieces, and I have to sit there all day putting it back together and trying to get it back together in the right order. So that's another trial and tribulation. Something, if I could get a professional to do it properly, somebody could find a way of doing it without it snapping, have a proper link on it, and without it going to break in the future, I would do it. But so far, it's not the easiest thing in the world to find somebody to do that.